subjugated? The succinct answer is no. Our presiding bishop never met the matriarch, but let's look at all she has done. Over the course of her decades-long appointment as presiding bishop, Ruth Bassar has added multiple parameters to the calculated life equation of the matriarch. She has determined derivatives at multiple points along that function, obtaining a Maclaurin series with a convergent approximation beyond any previous sequence. Our infallible presiding bishop has approached an error dispersion exceeding 5 sigma, a level of calculation superior to all bishops before her. Cite her theses with confidence. If that did not save your curiosity, then by all means, inquire again with abandon. I, Vicar Mugsai, will be happy to enlighten all viewers. If you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things only have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
3.1415926535. 628034825. I do not believe I've observed you in these trenches before. You are aware this is a war zone. I hope you aren't being transferred here, unless you enjoy the fine art of inventorying the entirety of this supply depot.
I've repaired this area to the best of my ability. The other tasks are far more bothersome. Perhaps I should just start again.
That Manosaur was at least 4 meters tall. Now probably closer to 6. Probably the biggest Manosaur there ever was.
This situation is untenable. We are prepared to fight Mantisaurs or deal with
interest in your figure work and projection.
Well, the series...
Careful wandering the trenches there, Stranger. Unboard initiates might become confrontational.
If you're here to help, then you should be aware that Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 4.
If you're here to help, then you should be aware that we've all been placed on standby after that last attack.
Selected today based on its arithmetic-based
Careful wandering the trenches there, stranger.
My name is
Some board initiates might become confrontational.
Senior
And
tenured
to have
laureate of
something
the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics.
Attention, freelancers. You are currently heading into no man's land. We strongly...
Numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial mnemonistics for those new to the order. Despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago.
But I'm not
ready. Many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, that's called our set, then a prime is any number in the set N2 that is not itself a product of two simple definition. Uplifting, almost ascending, but not frequently asked, why is it one?
Just get the signal.
And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else is a prime number. And what good are prime numbers? Why would you find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theory applications, and that should and would be sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason, and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval on its ultra-efficient system of data bricks, as well as using prime numbers in the process of checking its memory stores for corruption, lest its calculations be tainted by such. But if you strive to become a mnemonistics researcher, there are several open questions in the area of prime number study. One such question is this. Is every even member of the set N2 besides 2 a sum of 2 primes? It seems to be so. But no one has ever proven this conjecture. Similarly, are there an infinite number of prime pairs that differ by only 2 in their value? That seems unlikely, but we have been unable to find it for a living. Perhaps you could discover one of these proofs and become the next senior tenured laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of the Order of the Ascendant. Such a lofty, dare I say, elegant goal. Good disquisitions to you all, and good day.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless. You have questions, remember that SciSci has informed answers, as evidenced by another installment of Ask Georgia.
An honest Normally, I would suggest
One thing that you have to know, irrationality is good for the workload. How can that be? How can that be? Infinite, a measure of mystery, unveils the key to logic's asymmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality. One thing that you must confess, irrationality is a part of our progress. How can that be? How can that be? Using art, another without an end. Evokes a result, correct in the dividend. Accept it, and you can plainly see a positive externality. A positive externality. A positive external. One thing you can plainly see. Accepted in this infinity. Can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term accepted in the calculation. Can it be? And result in explanation. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be?
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. Prepare for profundity. The moment's at hand for another installment of Ask a Vicar with Vicar Meg Sai. A listener asks, why did the order split from the Protectorate? Well, this is certainly a well-worn question. Must be from a fresh Auntie's Choice convert or the like.
Oh, always eager to cover old ground for a new student. The principal reason for our schism, of course, was the Protectorate's abandonment of reason. Or more specifically, their warping of the matriarch's vision. Idealism rooted in scientism. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar recognized this early. Empirical evidence was copious. We parted ways with the Protectorate just as Auntie's Choice began their invasion of Arcadia. An invasion we predicted, yet it took our Protectorate colleagues by surprise. Clear proof the Sovereign had lost sight of the grand plan, that he'd become encumbered by delusions of godhood, distracted by grief, obsessed with risk. He failed to foresee the real threat of corporate incursion, while his council increased the browbeating of their subjects into ideological submission. Without the guidance of the grand plan and the matriarch's original vision, the Protectorate was lost. We did not abandon them. They abandoned the plan.
Stay tuned for what follows. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
The color of space. A chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. To experienced lumen astronomers, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most
latest contraband came in.
Lose a piece of jewelry? Buy it back at a very reasonable price.
Can't tell if you're from a high-profile organization.
If somebody who looks like me sold you an engine that exploded, that was my
no idea what happened there.
Saw what happened to the relay from... Real glad you found a way to mitigate the destruction. Without the relay looming over all, maybe the island can finally recover. Lon knows it's seen enough as it is. Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down before it comes to a head. Don't you worry. Fine by me. How personal are we talking?
So why are there no green stars? I think the listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves.
If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can only cheat death so many times. You know that as well as I do. Oh, I couldn't even tell you who that doctor was or where they're stationed. Grafting was a procedure in its infancy, see? So corporate like to keep things hush-hush. Can't say I like the thought of it. Could have been cut open in the middle of a cave for all I know. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all the same to you. What matters is the here and now. Fine by me. Couldn't say. I was in it all of 2 days before my grafts. I would have continued serving on the front line in an upgraded capacity, but, well, once the state of my graft became apparent, it was decided that parting ways would be best. Oh. They only officially discharge you if you, say, killed a fellow trooper on purpose. Or gave someone a screaming deal on triptease. I was quietly reassigned to the menial troubleshooter contract status, which had me running all sorts of mind-numbing jobs across the island. Thrilling, I know. My commanding officer. And the surgeon who performed the operation, I imagine. I wasn't lucid at the time. When I regained consciousness, I saw that my service pistol was gone, and a termination notice was in its place. I put 2 and 2 together. Law, that was a bad morning. Look, I knew dismissal was a possibility when I volunteered for the procedure. A successful graft is a boon, a failed one is a colossal liability. I'm a walking lesson in breakage. Oh, that information is outside my purview. I miss my platoon. Most of the time. I hope they're holding on okay wherever they are. Huh. If nothing else, they'll have Ortiz to keep up morale. I know the nonstop jokes from that bastard sustained me for weeks. Yeah, he's tough. He'll be all right.
The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive.
Don't listen to what the adverts and serials tell you. A single soldier is unlikely to turn the tides of battle. Though I'd like to think I'd make the enemy really work for it. Anyhow, I would rather return to the matter at hand. No use dwelling on those out of sight.
Don't get why we have to buy our own weapons from our own merchants.
Sorry.
Nice day for shady deals.
Greetings. How has the data collection fared?
through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, The informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. A general reminder for the especially studious: monitors appointments. Do not read and walk. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out. Academic journals.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "You'll never be sad when you absolution." That apparently was an episode, not to be read aloud.
Further beneficial contents, followers. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
If I measured every heartbeat and their electrical signal, would I find a value for love or divide my heart? It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute. If all matter has mass and thus exerts attraction, could I bear love's weight and measure, or be crushed beneath abstraction? Can I calculate truth or assumption? Where does love fit in a constant function? Love does not compute. The variables seem infinite. Love does not compute. It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute.
Bye from me, and I think I misplaced a hand grenade. We'll know in a couple seconds if it's armed or not. Browse all you like. Everything I've got is fine-tuned to perfection.
You're just listening to next week's #1 hit. And now, a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies.
I'm glad you asked. Weapon is an all-encompassing term. A rock can be a weapon, or a stick, or a particularly agitated sprat if you have thick enough gloves. But what I sell here, I wouldn't dare lump them in with mere weapons. These are finely tuned instruments of personnel elimination. You have my guarantee. My equipment for annihilating one's foes will never fail on you. Full disclosure, my guarantee is not guaranteed. That's privileged information, friend. If you want it, you're going to have to kill me. Just jesting. Although if you did want to kill me, I've got many finely priced perforators tuned to do just that. Perhaps you'd be inclined to take a look at my wares? Feel free to go on a murderous rampage with what you buy. It's good publicity.
Elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate. You've checked your work and verified your data. Send in your proof. Don't wait for late. You've crossed.
Buy from me and live to tell your fellows about my story.
You've dotted your eyes.
Doctor here. Get your stitches. If you're here, if you've wounds that need stitching or depends. Can you pay? I've met. Is there something else I can offer? Suffice it to say, I'm medic.
Get to the point and do not vacillate.
My gear has the fewest holes up. My folks, if you're in need of sprucing up the old wardrobe, I got... garments here. Come ganderize.
Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Penis. Anyway, need something, Commander?
Confirm your hypotheses with Lemma protein snacks.
Whether you are in between rooms or
Sure.
Lemma has you covered.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Humorous hot beverage mug text recently observed. Scienticians seek safety in numbers and enlightenment. Warning.
Shop here to acquire. If you be. What may this unit rehydrate? All
Actions should never be.
meals currently sold with both salt and fat. Pepper. Available today only.
Get caught unawares?
Look, tell me what you need. Can
Prove it, If you lost it, I'm selling it.
Greetings again. Hope that little day excursion you and I jawed about is going well. Libations or information? What's your poison? Greetings again. Libations or information? What's your poison? Oh, sure. No, I ain't got any fancy booze for our in-house drunkard. And if he wants to know if I do, he should come and ask me himself. Or better yet, focus on his upcoming set. Always. For example, there's some kind of hoity-toity collector type parked upstairs. Supposedly, she's willing to sell some of her collection if you impress her. Laws.
The encampment had been razed. I'm sorry to say there were no survivors, but I believe we were able to uncover what transpired. I should add, your observations during the investigation were unexpectedly keen. Working beside you was a pleasure.
I'm surprised. Didn't know if you had it in you, especially with an Arbiter in tow. But you got what was needed. Not bad at all. I'd be happy to direct you to the broker. First, though, we've got a small issue. There's a malfunctioning lamp in the basement I need someone to take a look at. Here's a keycard to get you down there. You mind? Just trust me and go give it a look.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan.
Recharging as fast as I can, Commander!
No need to squander cogitation on a lengthy preamble for this installment of Ask a Vicar, especially with today's proverbial doozy of a query. A listener asks, "I've got to discuss the difference between the Grand Plan and the Universal Equation." Now let's turn to Vicar Magsaysay for the answer.
First, based on the vernacular of that question, and it's not even a question, I shall assume the inquirer is no academic. Indeed, I theorize they're from Auntie's Choice. No doubt a cast-off from their consumeristic society, what they might call a language. To this listener, I say, welcome. Vicars are always gladsome to educate the ignorant, and to maximize comprehension of our new corporate friend, I shall present my answers using as few syllables as possible, in the lingua franca of Auntie's Choice. Please don't. I've just upended a box of Purple Berry Crunch across my work desk. It's one of Auntie's Choice's more digestible products. Addictively edible, even. Difficult to consume, just one. The crunchy morsels scattered yon and hither represent the fundamental universe. To the layperson, this random scattering of matter looks chaotic. Me in the order? See the underlying structure, the math, the mess. Every artificially flavored berry on my desk did not settle in its place by happenstance. It was positioned by atomical electrodynamics, by momentum, by the mass attraction of neighboring berries, the desk surface beneath them, the planetary object beneath the desk. The berries' bounce followed a predetermined order, no different from the spill of stellar material known as the Milky Way in the night void. This order? And every step of it? No. But we know it is knowable. Just a matter of calculating the motion of every particle in the universe. That calculation is a universal equation. Once we solve it, and it's only a matter of time, we will know all that ever was or will ever be. Not only will we predict reality, but control it. We will ascend to godhood.
Anyone had asked me, I'd have put the odds of a live arbiter finding his way into my chambers at 1 in a few trillion. Good that you didn't come here for blood, Arbiter Rao. Barney would have sniffed it out and broken you in twain. And I do disdain mopping up Protectorate corpses.
And the Grand Plan. There can be no discussion of the Grand Plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics.
My apologies. Barney is sometimes overzealous in the guarding of my body. Though, when it comes to Protectorate arbiters, it is perhaps warranted.
If you know who I am, you must know why I'm here. My mentor died under vague circumstances, and I desire any information pertaining to the specifics of her death.
Interesting. That question appears to be at odds with High Command's public statement on the matter. Losing faith in your masters?
No. But I cannot shake the sensation that something was awry with her passing. If you know something, tell me. Please.
I could get used to this kind of groveling. Your instincts are right, Arbiter. Though we don't know the specifics, I received information that your mentor's body bore signs of a fight, and a nasty one. Someone killed her.
If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin?
Yes. Yes, it was. I'd hoped to be proven wrong, but vindication has cemented my...
If that's all, I think you'd best get along.
And I prefer to limit my time with scheming blackguards. Let us take our leave from present. Speak to me outside, if you would.
Only when we have less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present,
yeah, how about this? I recruited a Protectorate subject directly. Protectorate holding.
Think I'll congratulate you for risking your hide to recruit one subject?
You strike me as the
Forgive me for withholding my applause.
You lost. You're jealous of my charms.
Yeah, real jealous. So are the half-dozen ACAD execs I recruited last week. We're all just vomitous with envy.
Such a travesty. No. Not a travesty.
Keep a low profile. We're trying to run a respectable criminal operation. Mind your own illicit business, and I'll mind mine.
Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedy.
The role of the Arbiter typically does not require the assistance of others. We are expected to act as wholly independent entities. But I fully realize that had I not your aid today, my investigation's progress would have stalled and withered. During our investigation, I gauged your trustworthiness and did not find it wanting. What say we travel together? I will keep to my convictions in any case, but I understand. What instructions would you have me follow?
Today we have 3 questions for our youth-adjacent layperson liaison, Vicar Magsaysay, in this installment of Ask a Vicar. First up...
My weight? You seem to have confused me for a lackadaisical foot soldier. Arbiters do not need to be told to pull their weight. We do our duty. I will listen to your words, and I shall follow your orders. I will not assail enemies of the Protectorate without your consent, though I will not like it. But if my sense of duty outpaces my willingness to comply with an order, or if you attack my brethren unprovoked, our relationship will come to an abrupt end. Excellent. I hope our working relationship is most fruitful. I'm sure we shall discover much together.
Won't argue he seems capable, but let's be mindful where his true allegiance lies.
I was afraid of this. Remember to duck if he starts swinging, all right?
Let us be off, Commander.
Make my posterior look overly substantial.
No, those mantulas do not appear as a term in the antecedent of that statement. Instead, other terms are alluding to the validity of that assertion. Thank you for listening.
Keep put. Much is left to come. using to perform advanced calculations by.
Just heard back. Ira finally decided to just bury the corpse of that vigilance. They weren't. Wasn't on the manifold. Best I can tell, he climbed into one of our cargo containers with any golden ridge and couldn't get out. Or that.
Greetings! How has the data collection fared? Finally, a breakthrough! Let's hear it. How did the ACS free market meet its end? It sounds like Auntie's choice security measures leave something to be desired. I'll mark that down. Aside from the crash, what occurred in the ship's final moments? I'd be laughed out of Laplace's guard. Last question. Were there any contributing factors to the crash? Anything that might recontextualize what actually happened? Scuttling an entire freighter and killing hundreds, all for a few extra bits. Interesting to know. This report is going to bear some glaring absences, which is unfortunate. Still, I wouldn't have been able to get this far without your help. Here's something for your time. It would have been more if I'd been able to complete this, but there's nothing for that now. Auntie's Choice seems to be inundated with its own problems, technical and personnel alike. We should have ample opportunity to use this for propaganda purposes. I'm glad we're of like minds. I'll be sure to notify my friends in the order that you can be trusted. Now I need to get this report to my superiors. Thanks again.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near-present and future calculations. For those of you away in the field or heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium, we offer the following rescreening of Vicar Magsaysay's presentation.
Welcome to Zeranium and You, a brief accounting of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first discovered in the Beta Draconis system, Zeranium wasn't found in significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and Eden, since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. But it's not without its dangers, and, lower risk, efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and explosive. In its gaseous form, it is toxiferous to organic material. But in its crystal state, it's practically putty in our hands. Not fully safe, of course. You wouldn't sprinkle Zeranium crystals on your nutrient bars, but they won't kill you on immediate contact. Certainly more harvestable in our Zeranium manufactory. Imagine years of jeopardous methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid Zeranium to grinding crystals for higher use. Now, Zeranium powers everything from laboratories and output to craft and weaponry, comparatively safely, and at a greater input-to-output ratio than any other known form of fuel. In closing, a potentially incongruent word of advice. Invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
And now, additional data and/or music. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
That tremendous statue is of Matriarch Alexandra Verek, founder of the Protectorate. I'm shocked the traitors haven't defaced it.
Somebody help us! Anybody! Please! Finally! Some help! We desperately need aid. Desperately! My family and I, we was making our way to the Mercy camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. Thank you. Thank you.
Better investigate.
I'll take care of him. Get him, boys!
Seers among you already know.
The spread, illnesses, and eventual control of the purple berry parasite. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 begins here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive.
Today, I would like to talk about irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite included a corresponding rise in gastrointestinal illnesses and deaths until basic preventative measures were put in place after illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits. As is usual for Auntie's Choice. The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple-berry bushes.
Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations.
Somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice. Honestly, these corporate interactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward, even though that may offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues.
Ah, I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger. I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what? Or when? Stay away from it, and, in all probability, you won't have to find out. Our predictions spring from the universal equation, the very numbers that guide the stars. Only a fool ignores probability, and we don't suffer fools around these parts. Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe, including here. Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable. That's enough questions. Keep the line. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
Mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly.
I remember.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
These worms are eventually expelled when they reach
Water
a size
defecting?
approximately 2
There's no putting this
centimeters in
sprat
length,
back into the
and
can.
then seek out
Oyster
new
is looking
swear.
pretty good right
It's
about
nigh on
now.
impossible to find decent animal remains.
And I should add that the plants
And then
are
we
well
solve for the... Apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something?
distribution of the plants is increased, helping infected purpleberry plants to spread farther and grow better than uninfected ones. Perhaps unsurprisingly, careless Auntie's Choice scientists
Typically, no. The abbot felt to show how the Crabble patties are made. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions.
any subsequent safeguards at all. After some additional casualties,
They must be exceptional. According to data, life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there.
PvP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling
By quite a healthy statistical margin, yes. We nurture the body while we minister to the mind. We organize, we adapt. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her, then back to...
non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, Impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to...
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are... I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every organ. Well, that is the idea. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since... Why, last week alone, figured I might as well get used to being sick. So, I'm practicing for my next disease. I think it's downright awful what's happened. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too.
Of two different earth fish species called salmon and...
How long are we meant to stay here? That's the order. How long are we meant to stay here?
That's the order. I'm not in the prediction.
70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites.
The paradigm is a... Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere.
Since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any
Well, if it's in the display's best interests, I imagine I can find... Yes, suppose I frequently launch into extend... Oh, I am single-handedly making a difference here.
Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purpleberry-themed foods and beverages.
Shame what happened there. I seen the whole thing.
More
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they... Oh, yeah. Happens a lot. Don't have proper building material or nothing. Oh, maybe if we interspersed our requests with no...
Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions.
I haven't seen this many folks crammed together since we called libations night at the thruster. Algorithm smells about the same, too.
How long are we meant to stay here?
That's the order. I'm not in the prediction business.
Why, the very idea
I have too much on my mind for either numerical chit-chat.
The meaning of life is numerical, and we are of the equation.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and, well, as the assigned provisioner, I am you may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine. With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, if I can help others in need today, appreciate. Yes. You may
By the law. It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. Since you aren't a refugee, thank the architect. I knew you'd be back. I can tend to your injuries. Many thanks. Right as rain. Now, will there be anything else? As a doc, we don't have enough beds. Of course, the order. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it since you just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all. You see, the seer... Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing... I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me. Strictly speaking, it isn't. Not yet. Anyway, that is the seer's business. My business is the health and welfare. Where to begin? There are so many sick... I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the seer predicted an outsider would find them. You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that... Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. Thanks to you, our automechanical doctor has been dispensing medication and setting broken limbs with tireless efficiency. Take this. On behalf of the Order and the displaced, I thank... Now, will there be anything else? How can I be of service?
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
And accept treatment.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Ah, you allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability? Sensible. Straight to business, then. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge? Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake...
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the... Victor's currently supervising high... Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
Fascinating. Your fear response must be suffering from some impairment. Likely the result of a traumatic brain injury. I'd have to open you up to be sure.
A generous offer, my friend, but I don't think the agent is interested in exploratory surgeries at the moment. Victor is dedicated. Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Auntie's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned. Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will. That is a statue of the... Regrettably, Alexandra Mo...
Oh, certainly.
Ha! Good news indeed. Oh, you really must visit. The observatory is a true...
A calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order rely on Seers for their indispensable counsel. I myself would be lost without mine. Oh, indeed. Without Wiley, I dare say why, Matriarch's Mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development. Not if you consider the alternative. Its absence would be far more catastrophic for these poor refugees. Really, the Order is being...
Please, not so close. I'm aggregating vital, time-sensitive data, and your perpetual...
Lovely day for differential geometry.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery, the Oracle?
The one Wiley designed, right? Uses a tracking algorithm.
If we must break our backs for the Order, I prefer to start at the manufactory.
Have you come to
I
bask
admit
in the
some
Order's knowledge?
minor curiosity.
Don't tell me you're one of those. Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
Ain't no notice if you jump the queue.
Can't get... Anyway. Need something, Commander? Sure.
Your thorough appreciation of that song was considered a probabilistic certainty.
Next up. Well, the seers among you already know.
The color of space. A chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space,
give the word and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. Good experience being an astronomer. The answer was unexpected. I can already hear
for you.
Color of no. The answer was rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the auxiliary of why there are no shooting stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission field. The typical piece of non-heated metal absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflects only a small portion of that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects
ever hope to be.
Turning would be were any better. Get up and go. You get up and go better. Choose readiness or readiness. Improve yourself. Enhance your home. Get that days and nights. Your home as it goes. Monopolize for price.
And plan. Vicar, enlighten this layperson if you please.
Why not ask the difference between a raindrop and the sea? Or the vacuum of the firmament and the core of a gas giant? Our grand plan is everything. Microwaves, N-rays, uranium. Every atomical particle in the universe has motion. Predictable once, we solve the universal equation. The paradox, on the other hand, is nothing. A void. Calling it hot air lends it too much validation. What else did you expect from the Protectorate, those adept assemblers? They have rewritten our history, edited their old media reports, erasing all praise for the Order's instrumental contributions to their success.
Architect, this is the Order's anti-air control center. You don't have specific business here? Kindly keep moving.
Our broad shoulders. Without truth, there can be no path to ascension. Our grand plan is that path. Their paradigm leads to nowhere. And quickly. If you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Apologies. My work requires a rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter.
Stop deviating from the baseline. That's one way to become the center of attention.
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the abbot? We don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Métanier. Am I to understand you have orders from the abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you... So, the abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Oh, and I see you have a Protectorate Arbiter with you as well. Of course.
Your casual method of address has been noted. Consider yourself thankful that present company stays my wrath. Some.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's Choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below, a move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. Both of them? Well, one can hardly argue against thoroughness. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of uranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders. Wait.
Initiate Alva, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this is audio doodad. that works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at once.
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. Oh, no, I wouldn't frame it quite like that, of course. It's less what happened than who happened. Initiate Alva, that is. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. Her role was to launch transport pods of volatile uranium to collection points in space. Not at the outposts of our rivals. Those poor, short-sighted commercialists. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about. But I haven't even told you the worst part. How Alva took control. The subsequent, albeit strangely indirect, obloquy and vituperation. The lives lost. Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
Cause trouble and I will school you. Chapter and verse.
Hello. Come here often.
Goodbye.
Good morning. This unit afternoon. Our and evening. Or good night.
listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason.
The Trouble of All by Hammerhead.
What is with the anomalous behavior?
You have tuned to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
Eat complex food bars. Every real bar is packaged with an imaginary piece for you to enjoy later.
From the Order of the Ascendant. In times of peril, remind yourself, contentment is found by accepting your role in the grand plan. Understanding your place, knowing your course, removes all worry and doubt. And now, the composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varachnids Calicere as slavering when it attacked? How much viscous...
Please don't take me on a
estimate
tangent.
involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot.
2 exemplars. I can tell we have little crossover of interest.
Consider finding a human companion. If you see conversation.
You okay?
Sorry to cut you off, but I'm in company with various concerns. Of course, she's hiding something. You think those 2 exemplars are still strong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury.
Investigator, may all your endeavors add to the equation.
This unit is currently unavailable for meaningless interaction.
What is with the anomalous behavior?
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Could that be a Protectorate Arbiter? And someone else. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. Since you haven't, I do hope you've reconsidered. Or that you find her single-minded belief I'm to blame here as equally mystifying as I do. I am thoroughly unaware how anyone would think me capable of all this. Yes, that was terrible. I feel awful. Though technically speaking, they did kill each other. There was a scuffle. Their weapons fired. It was a most unfortunate thing. I've refused a few promotions over the years. Undemanding work provides me ample personal time for my stories. I enjoy speculative fiction. Does that make me suspicious?
Feel like I'm watching a work of fiction right now.
Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of. If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Arithmetic-based harmonic progression. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the senior tenured laureate.
Always account for standard deviation.
Numenistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numenistics for those new to the Order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago, while still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's call that set n2, then a prime is any number in the set n2 that is not itself a product of two other numbers in the set n2. A simple definition. Elegant, even. Uplifting. Almost ascendant, you could say. But not redundant. Side note, I am frequently asked, why isn't 1 a prime number since
Patrol's back, I hear.
other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing else will be a prime number. And then what good are prime numbers? Wait, you ask, what good are prime numbers? Why would we want to find and use prime numbers? There are all kinds of abstract number theory applications, and that should and would be sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses prime...
Our Earth Directorate, friend.
The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval.
Hello, I've been conversing with...
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
But if you strive to become a numenistics researcher...
The Factor is less accusatory in his questioning than certain others, which I respect. Good manners cost nothing, I always say.
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different.
The next senior tenured laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numenistics for the Order of the Ascendant. Such a lofty...
You suspect me somehow? One must keep one's eyes wide open in such times, I suppose. Now, I believe you had an update for Initiate Alva.
You've examined the launch records, yes? What did you find? I suppose the data wipe was meant to cover their trail. The physical records would have been altered, dear. presumably by some difficult-to-discern chemical. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them. There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
Irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite...
Oh, I'm...
I'll stay here and play for more time.
Until basic preventative measures were put in place after illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits. As is usual for Auntie's Choice. The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100...
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic collectives. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple-berry...
Always account for standard deviation.
Due to Auntie's Choice's...
Alva's been here for how many years?
All your endeavors add to the equation.
Somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice. Honestly, they make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward, even though that may offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues. But I digress. The purple-berry plant was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges this documentarian has ever witnessed, in a rare Auntie's Choice lab recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again, I digress.
That Svoboda would have made a good arbiter. Oh, just a little jest. No, she struck me an over-officious buffoon.
Parasite, the purple-berry parasite, or PBP, as it is called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected normally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Berry is eaten by a host. Berries are exposed to the first digestive enzymes, which trigger the parasites enter their second stage. Worm-like creatures which then proceed to feed on the host directly, injecting tissue and blood along the entire intestine. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then seek out nearby purple-berry plants to lay their eggs in the ripening purpleberries. And I should add that the plants are well fertilized in this entire process. Also, as the expelled contents contain undigested purple-berry seeds, the distribution of the increased, helping infected purple-berry plants to spread farther and grow better than uninfected ones. Perhaps unsurprisingly, over here, careless Auntie's Choice scientists mislabeled this case of obvious
symbiosis, given how both the purple plant and its parasite are.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors?
After some additional casualties, plotting Auntie's Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planet...
Well, again, I deeply appreciate your skillful aid. Careful on your way out.
But human colonists...
May all your theories prove true.
The PvP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most of the person's gastrointestinal. To 100%, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given the purple berry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purple berries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all...
Hit the
The simple and obvious, untried, act of freezing the salmon meat kills even deadly parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PvP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers, so Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony world. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purpleberry-themed foods and beverages. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
May all your theories prove true.
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
Something about that Albert doesn't square. And she called me sad. I'm not sad. Just for the record.
Yes, suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours. Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results. You're back. I see my choice in you was well found. Serenium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it. This is anecdotal feedback at best, but I find sometimes a gift helps. Something that makes one feel deserving. And by assisting me, you have proven this. This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations. Can't miss it, unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display. With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered. Now that you mention it, I must admit I haven't given the attack a single thought since. I do hope everyone's okay. Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here. You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware, I am great.
Always account for standard deviation.
Oh, hello, dear. Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is, always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
Yes, certain facts don't quite line up. You're holding something back. That much is obvious. You are far more capable than some back-manufactory button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint.
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all... I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda. I cannot be party to this. but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything. Before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
I don't know what you found, but any so-called evidence was likely laid there for someone to discover. By a party with years spent. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted
Enough, traitor. You made no more deception, no more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business. Yes, though I was aiming for her face. Best search her office.
Search away, Commander. I shall keep an eye on the weapon hand of our new compatriot.
The Proctor left her terminal on. Maybe it holds. The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. Space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme. Clemens? The archivist? Ah, that follows, I suppose. Still more that I missed. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I'd propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say? Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Sure, I could use a few ticks off my... And don't let that one stray outside your peripheral.
Excellent. Well then. So, Abbott Newell sent you to my manufactory to lower tensions with Auntie's Choice, I take it. Have you tried talking with them directly? Good, good. For a poor excuse for a scientician and something of a dandy, the Order has been made out to be in the wrong here. It would be a shame for hostilities to reignite before we find out who's responsible. Do you now? Let's hear it. Sometimes, with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between... When all is said and done, are those in your ledger any less dead than mine? That so? Hadn't thought you'd felt that way. Didn't take you for a pacifist. Just a mite less homicidal. Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle persuasion, others more overt influence. Now inquire away. I may even respond. Oh, I am a dedicated member of the Order. Beyond that, consider yourself lucky. You already know more about me than anyone else I've met in the last 20-odd years. Information I mentioned before I was part of the Department of Preemptive Causal I was tasked to influence pivotal events, to keep the solving of the equation on track. Something occurred. I needed to step off the board a while. To put it mildly, after the incident in question, seeking refuge seemed... Dorado appealed to me because it was off the board but not completely remote. There I could lie low. Our department was shuttered shortly after Ruth Pissar took office. To avoid undue attention, I remained in hiding. Suppose you can ask. Another crack like that. Our department employed a variety of methods to obviate hindrances and threats to the Order's efforts. We were considered... All of us are part of the plan. Corrections can take time. I do so hope you'll forgive my thoroughly convincing deception, dear. Not really, no. Innocent and unobtrusive, never truly came natural.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts. May fate and fortune converge.
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. Ready to have your mind enlightened and your day embrightened? It's time for another installment of Ask a Vicar with Vicar Magsaysay. Oh, here's a question from a new pupil, freshly converted from Auntie's Choice. Did Presiding Bishop Ruth Pissar know the matriarch personally?
Wonderful! I do enjoy educating the uneducated. The succinct answer is no. Our presiding bishop never met the matriarch, but let's look at all she has done. Over the course of her decades of employment as presiding bishop, Ruth Pissar has added multiple parameters to the calculation of the matriarch. Derivatives at multiple points sequence along that finding a Maclaurin series with a convergent approximation beyond any previous sequence. Our infallible presiding bishop has approached an error dispersion exceeding 5 sigma, a level of calculation superior to all bishops before her. Cite her theses with confidence. If that did not sate your curiosity, then by all means, inquire again and again with abandon. I, Vicar Magsaysay, will be happy to enlighten all who will listen.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Love does not compute. It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute. If all matter has mass, and thus exerts attraction, would I bear weight and measure, or be crushed beneath abstraction? Can I calculate truth or assumption? Where does love fit in a constant function? Love does not compute. The variables seem infinite. Love does not compute. It's both clear and
No lawbreakers about. Do you see a target I do not?
Operator is charged.
love does not compute.
Did you do your climbing stretches this morning, Commander? I hope you did.
Fortification in progress. Mitigating the threat. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Something your fractions should never
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Word I shall prepare for explicit!
You're looking for variables with some relation. You've noticed a pattern, a pattern, a pattern. So create an equation.
Quit skulking, skulker! Ugh.
Standing by to supervise. Back and check your scope for combatant analysis.
Taking punitive action.
I have a
I am primed to punish.
There be none. Locking them down. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Combatant scan. Looks a mite picked clean, doesn't it?
Come out!
Broadcasting thousands of resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand
my
Plan
Drina time.
Wireless. And now with another enlightening mission.
Check your scope for combatant analysis. Multiplicator at ready.
Particularly
Transcendence for all. To reach its full potential and then move one stage beyond full humanity-spanning actualization. A society at that final stage will exceed human consciousness and understand infinity itself, grasping all of the cosmos as a single equation of thought. The universal equation. Time and space and thought will become one to the participants, who will act as a single godlike entity, the source of all causation and the benefactor of all understanding. In essence, nothing will be left to chance. The Ascendants will see all that was, is, and meant to be. Humanity is well along this path to omniscience. We can thank the charismatic for giving us.
I admit to a pang at this sight. I once visited this station with the first person I... never mind.
The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
The color of space. A chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, no hesitation, beige. To experienced lumen astronomy, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basic...
and understand infinity itself, grasping all of the cosmos as a single equation.
I admit to a pang at this sight. I once visited this station with the first person I...
Who will act as a single...
never mind.
The source of all causation and the benefactor of all understanding. In essence, nothing will be left to chance. The Ascendants will see all that was, is, and meant to be. Humanity is well along this path to omniscience. We can thank the charismatic mathematician for giving us a metaphorical kick in the correct direction.
Keep put, much is left to come. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Starting Zen, function Fn minus 1 plus the Fn minus 2 in all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start this cycle here with you. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaci. Gazing upon the golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving square perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through. Fibonacci, a sequence largely define the recurrent relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from
My. monumentally impractical. And garishly tacky.
The Fibonacci numbers as the preceding ones. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 17, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1, 44, and so on and so forth. Define the recurrent relation. Get us to sequence summation. From
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
This window. Still like it. These strangers.
Enemy in vicinity.
Should rip them out.
Mitigating the threat. Turbification in progress.
Prepare for absolution!
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Combatant scan.
There is a strange sort of humor in the onset of the first war in Arcadia's history, within a few days of my being assigned here. As far from Protectorate society as possible, Golden Ridge suffers under an invading force, and more. At first, I lamented my isolation. Wars of abandoned subjects need a leader. I have enlisted the staff at these estates to help accept the first. I shall lead them out of the shadows and into the light. For the good of the Protectorate. This is my calling. Turbificator is charged.
Unleash my might upon them!
right through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. Though our current cordiality with Auntie's Choice continues to hold, remain certain that every department stands united and ready should conflict recommence. Why, simply recall the precision of our air defenses against low-flying craft, augmented by our Sears technology combined with the deft skills of our exemplars. This keen partnership not only forced our rapacious rivals to drop supplies from high orbit, but sent their ground troops scampering into scattered lines of hastily dug trenches. So much for their baseless conjecture that bookish theoreticians, a tidier paraphrasing of their colorful invective, couldn't hold
You're
their
now
own.
entering an active combat zone. Take all necessary precautions.
And now, additional data and or music determined to facilitate cognition. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that...
This is the last bastion of control over No Man Land.
Now that is what I call a stubborn clog in the old pipes. I was unaware our situation had become dire enough to warrant the employment of...
The spread, illnesses, and eventual control of the purple-berry parasite. OA Archive transcription number 391-4 begins here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive. Today, I would like to talk about irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite included a corresponding rise in gastrointestinal illnesses and death, until basic preventative measures were put in place after illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits.
I have a fix on
The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple-berry wishes, both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic filters.
Atmospheric vulnerabilities.
In the single colony world, the purple-berry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's Choice's poorly regulated interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice. Honestly, these corporate interactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward. I'll find some of my more literal-minded colleagues. I digress. The purple-berry plant was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died.
Audio log of Chief Exploitation Behavioralist DeWitt. This is entry number 8 of my scrapper preventative fieldwork. Unfortunately, it seems my heavy metal detritus drops mixed into the adrenatime cancels the intoxicating effects that the scrappers crave. Their leader was first to the drops-enhanced injections that I conspicuously left for them. And he ran through all 24 in barely a minute trying to cure the urge.
Locking them down, taking the fight out of them.
Reloading so I can unload. Now the rest are in a frenzy hunting for... Why, hello. I didn't reckon you'd find me way up...
Fat and scared.
No. I had nothing to do with... I said, no, please.
The microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to
adversary.
Which then proceed to feed on the host directly, injecting
check your scope. Stun weapon ready, Commander.
Meters in length, and they then seek out nearby purple-berry plants to lay eggs in the well fertilized in this entirety. Also, because contents contain undigested purple-berry seeds, the distribution of the plants is increased.
Those are in the red, man.
Uninfected ones. Perhaps unsurprisingly, careless anti-scientists mislabeled given how both the purple berries
I have a fix on their weakness.
are benefited by the relationship. Parasitic. Given that initial it's a wonder the anti-choice scientists managed to ascertain any After some additional casualties, plodding Anti-Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well adapted to the parasite and hardly affected by it to any large amount. But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PvP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea. Resulting
in torpification in progress.
And most
target at
human casualty rates were close to 100, even when reluctantly given medical attention by Anti-Choice doctors, who were more concerned with unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive treatments such as antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient except possibly smoothing away stubborn nails, according to the
somebody get your Drenatron! Enemy moving into harm's way.
Given the purple berries' nutritional value, inpatient Anti-Choice officials directed to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all the edible portion of the purple berries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected by hand.
Hostile in proximity.
History book.
Consider self-preservation a priority.
Fish species and tuna contained a reference to worms, with an estimated 70 to 90%. More the simple and obvious implied the test showed the same procedure worked on PvP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed.
Don't make me ask taking the fight out of them, locking them. I cannot fight a phantom.
No texture or flavor in any microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers. So Anti-Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Anti-Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purple berry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Anti-Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.